This is so, so, so good. Oh my gosh. What? That's done. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm letting Instagram choose what I read for the week because I am avoiding my TBR and I really need to get it read. So I'm going to pick books that we've got on my TBR, but then also maybe some mood reading options. I'm going to pop them up on my Instagram story and I'm going to get you guys to choose what we read. But before we get into that, I am so excited to say that I have partnered with Wild. I have been using Wild for 2 years now, I think, and it's all I use. It's one of my favorites. Wild makes refillable, natural personal care products that actually work and smell good too, and they're all packed with natural ingredients and are free from aluminium, salts, parabens or sulfates. Their formulas are certified vegan and cruelty-free, and I think one of my favourite parts, other than the scents themselves, are the high-quality reusable and refillable cases. Their refills are also compostable. I love Wild because not only does it actually work and smell great, but there's no single-use plastics, it's better for you, it's better for the planet, it's just better all around. Before I start reading, I mean, you can see that I don't usually look this put together on my channel here. I feel like I just read in pajamas most of the time, but I'm going to take a shower and unwind, get cozy, take off my makeup. But before I can have a shower, I need to refill my body wash. So I thought I'd show you how easy it is. I have a deodorant case, refillable body wash case, and a lip balm in the Emma Bridgewater Star Case collection. And the 3 refill scents are to die for. They actually smell so good. So we've got Enchanted Forest, Sugar Plum Fairy, and Arctic Ice Queen. The Sugar Plum Fairy is definitely my favorite. It's what I'm putting into my body wash case. But you just slip in your body wash there, you take off the lid. That's it. That's literally it. And I love that you can even get your products engraved with your name on them. So mine say Emmy there. How cute. I'm so excited to take a shower. The deodorant is just as easy to refill. We're gonna make sure it's winded all the way down and then slide the bottom out. And then all you do is you take your compostable, refillable deodorant refill. That's it. And then you just pop the lid back on and then you just twist it up. And it's ready to be used straight away. It's that easy. Lip balm as well. 2 seconds. Oh, I can't get over the smell. The Sugar Plum Fairy. I just want to smell like this all day, every day. It smells like seasonal berries. The scent notes are sugared plums, berry syrup, and peach. But it's like the perfect winter berry scent. It's so good. I wish smell-o-vision was invented so you can smell this right now yourself, but you'll just have to trust me and go and pick up your own one because oh, it's so good. So you can choose a case for life. There's over 10 different cases that you can choose from with 14 refill scents. And if you want to match with me and get the Emma Bridgewater Star cases, for each one purchased during the sale, Wild will plant 2 trees in the wild forest on top of their usual tree planting efforts. The sale is on until December 2nd, and it is the biggest discount that Wild has ever had. So you can use code Emmy33, you can scan the QR code, or check out the link down below. It is 33% off all Wild products. So definitely go and use my code, shop the sale ASAP before it ends because you've not got much time. And a massive thank you to Wild for partnering with me. All right, let's have a shower because I need to get like warm and toasty. I am having Instagram pick the books that I read this week. You know, I know a lot of people will take photos of 2 books and then like cover them up and you like pick randomly. I feel like I either wanted to tell you exactly what the book options were or just give you like prompts for them, and then we can, you know, essentially have 4 prompts that I can pick books from because I'm in a reading mood, so I didn't want to restrict or limit myself to what we were going to read. I asked you guys to vote and it's not been 24 hours yet, but it's been 19 hours and I want to start the first book. So we'll go through the first prompt first and then pick our first book off of that, and then when I finish that book we'll look at the other prompt options. But I'll tell you what the options were. So I asked you guys to pick between dark romance and general fiction, a highly anticipated release, or a book that I've been avoiding. Right now these are like neck and neck, so there's still time for in the next like 4 or 5 hours for that to change. The last one was physical TBR or Kindle TBR. The physical TBR is won by the biggest landslide. Like that's definitely not going to change in the next 5 hours. But what we're going to start off with is the first one, which is dark romance or general fiction. Dark romance 1 is what I wanted, to be fair. Like I have like 2 books. I still have like general fiction and historical fiction on my TBR cart, but they're not really books that I want to pick up, so I thought we'll pop them in there, but we're going to do dark romance. Now, I asked my two personal dark romance experts what I should read. That is Mariana's reads and Larry reads. So besties Mariana and Larry told me to start with, well, actually they said either the dark verse. Mariana also said Devil's Nights, but they both said the Mindfuck series. That is actually, there's 5 books in the series, but they're all short. Not like novellas, maybe like some of them are that short, but all, yeah, actually they will be because of how many pages. All 5 books together are just over 600 and something pages. So I'm going to read all of them, because if you buy the physical book, I think it comes with like all of the stories in one. It's shorter stories. I'm gonna read all 5 in this vlog because to me that's the same length of what like reading a fantasy book or a normal book would be for me. So we're gonna read the whole thing rather than like start with the first short story. Kind of a cheat code because on Goodreads they're all done individually by each story in the series, so I can count them as 5 books, but it will feel like I'm just reading one big fantasy book. Girl math. And I have heard so much about this series and this main female character. Apparently she is a blueprint, so very excited for that. So we're starting off this week of reading by mood reading prompts that you guys have picked, and I obviously have my TBR for the month that I've picked, and then we also have like extra Kindle downloads and fun things, but I really wanted to do a reading a new genre series. Like I've done a reading fantasy for a week, reading contemporary romance for a week. I would love to do like a reading mystery thrillers, you know, reading only YA books, reading general fiction, explore and venture other genres, but I have just come out of a reading slump and I'm in a big mood reading mood. I just want to read the books that I'm in the mood for, and I can't be asked to be forced to read something that I don't have the inclination to pick up. So I thought, why don't we just pick a couple of fun prompts, and then that way I can pick up whatever I'm feeling either from my physical TBR, my TBR for the month, or a new read on Kindle. So that's what we're doing, and we're starting it off by reading dark romance. And I did try to keep all of them quite different, all the options, so like I can't have people voting 3 times in a row for me to read a fantasy book because I already do that. So can I use some of these prompts to pick a fantasy book? Yeah, the first one is pretty set. We're reading dark romance and I'm kind of excited. Darker romantasy is been the gateway for me because I started off with like only reading some contemporary romance, then I picked up ACOTAR and that's what got me into reading. I dove headfirst into fantasy and fantasy romance and I was like, oh yeah, that's my genre, that's my thing. Reading fantasy and fantasy romance, I've gone from like YA fantasy with a subplot of romance to fantasy romance and romantasy, adult fantasy with romance, then darker romantasy. I can't wait to see how it holds up. There are a few darker romance books that actually do intrigue me. Like everyone's listening to the audiobook of Lights Out right now, and that sounds hilarious. And I'm looking for more like audiobooks to get into because I feel like certain books are better enjoyed if you read it versus if you listen to it. Like I think someone told me that autobiographies they love to listen to as audiobooks, and I'm like, yeah, that would feel like you're listening to a podcast or something, and I can get on board with that. But so many times I would rather just sit and read a book than listen to it. If there's like a cast of characters and different voice actors, like a production, I can get into it, but a lot of the time I like to read along while I'm listening to an audiobook, and an audiobook speed never matches the pace in my brain. It just sounds like gibberish. The Lights Out one though sounds hilarious, like really comical. So I have downloaded that, I think maybe. Need to check, but I do want to listen to that. Well, we're not going to do that today because I want to physically read, and we're going to read the whole Mindfuck series. I am wearing Christmas pajamas, yes. Thank you for noticing. This channel is not about fashion and style. We like to read in comfort. I look like a bum in every video and I honestly do not care. A claw clip hates to see me coming, Coops. Cooper is here right now. She's not very excitable or running around. She's not allowed to be. She's just had surgery. She's a little bit out of it, but we're just gonna sit on the couch and cuddle, read a book. So it's time to start the first book. So the books are on Kindle Unlimited, and unlike the physical book, they're all individual. So you have books 1 to, whoa, the cover art is very risque. Sorry, I just got distracted there. I haven't actually looked into what this is, but is this not like a serial killer and an FBI agent or something along those lines? Her boyfriend or the guy she's dating is trying to find her and he doesn't realize it's her. I'm assuming some like cat and mouse type of game. Okay, so we've downloaded the books and we're gonna start. The first one is only 132 pages, so that should only take me like an hour. I'm so excited. Okay, we're gonna put headphones on, brown noise. It's Cammy's birthday today as well. He's playing some video games, but I'm gonna sit and read as much as I can of this until our pizza arrives. We might watch a movie or something, and then after that he's gonna play more games and I'll get to sit and read with Cooper on the bed. Just cozy girls evening in, honestly. I'm 8 pages in and I love it already. I love watching TV shows like this. Like that's my favorite type of TV show to watch. And I love the whole like trying to read people and figure out, you know, their intentions and their background based off what they're wearing and how they act. Oh, I love it. I can already tell that I'm gonna enjoy this so much. You're FBI. No way. Oh my god, they're profiling each other. Oh my god, she's actually reading him. Stop. He's too dead on. I shouldn't be so easily readable. I've trained against it for years. I love this. This is, if you don't like murder, I mean no one likes murder obviously, but if you don't like reading about murder and like gory scenes and crime scenes, don't read this. This is dark. Check the trigger warnings. Obviously. I love this woman already. Our murderous main female character, honestly, it doesn't sound like she's doing anything wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. But the best part about this book so far is they're saying he wanted the victim alive for those 3 days specifically. This is good. So I read the first 2 last night and I'm not rating them individually yet because they're so short and I feel like it just reads as one story, one book. I don't know, could you say they're novellas? I'm so confused about the length of this. I need a physical copy of the book. I'm already obsessed. Like, this is so good. Oh my gosh. I've already had people message me to say like, this is one of the best books that they've ever read. And you know, they've read it in years. To this day, they still think about it regularly. And some people have said like nothing compares to this series. So like, I'm not expecting all dark romance to be like this. I am obviously reading a very iconic, legendary dark romance. Oh, it's so good though. It's so good. I think it's 5 stars for me. It's so short and so much happens in under 200 pages with each book, but it feels longer. I feel like I'm reading multiple big books. I don't know, how do they fit in so much information in such a short amount? I'm obsessed. 10% of the way through book 3, and I think I'm just gonna sit here and binge them all. I wanna read them. I need to find out what happens. I need to find out what happens to the main female character, how she got to where she is today, what's happening right now in book 3. Oh, there's just so much, but please read this book. But check trigger warning. I mean, it is about a murderer and an FBI agent, but it's not what you think it is. I support women's rights and I also support their wrongs, especially Lana Myers. That is all. Thank you very much. So I read the Mindfuck series and what? Wow. Dark romance is not for the faint of heart, honestly. It is not for the weak. Definitely check the trigger warnings. That book is not going to be for everyone. That is so dark and very, very sad. It's also very angering to think that it is fiction, but what happens in those stories is unfortunately not fiction for everyone, and these things do happen. I love books where they sort of blur the lines on the institutions that we look up to or follow because they're right and the law, but what actually constitutes right and wrong and what happens when people abuse their powers and things like that, you know? So I'm gonna be thinking about that book for a very long time. That was crazy. It was 5 stars. I'm just rating all of the books together as one because it is just novellas, but to me it just reads as one long story. Like I didn't feel like I was reading one book and then moving to another book. It just felt like it was just chapters, like 5 chapters, not 5 books. Yeah, that is insane. Dual point of view, 10 out of 10, 5 stars. That is, yeah. So that was my first dark romance book ever. If you have any dark romance books, please let me know in the comments. Don't tell me to read Haunting Adeline though, because I don't think I'm gonna read that. I do think I'm gonna listen to the audiobooks of Lights Out and maybe read it alongside it, but not in this vlog. Right now I feel like I need something light and fun and easy to read that is not going to absolutely destroy me and tear my heart out like that book did. Yeah, I need something light and fluffy that I can get through because I honestly feel nauseous and I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares. I've just been reading about serial killers and murderers and very, very terrible, disgusting, terrible men. I need a light, fluffy, easy to read romance that is gonna take me out of reality and away from those darker thoughts. And I was sort of going through, because it has now been over 24 hours, so the full amount of votes are in, and I think we're gonna actually pick up a physical TBR book. Because I said physical TBR, Kindle TBR. I would love to sit in bed and read a Kindle book right now, but that is not one of the options that we have. The books I have for the other prompts are also physical books, so we're gonna be reading physical books for the rest of this vlog. But this is a physical TBR book, and it can be anything from my physical TBR, and I literally just got this in the mail today to add to my physical TBR, Ali Hazelwood's Love on the Brain. So we're gonna read Love on the Brain. That's what we're gonna do. And I'm so ready to just have that giggly banter and tension and just have nothing but vibes in my head. And on a blush, this is what set, if NASA offered her the lead on a neuroengineering project, a literal dream come true, Marie would accept without hesitation, duh. But the mother of modern physics never had to co-lead with Levi Ward. Sure, Levi is attractive in a tall, dark and piercing eyes kind of way, but Levi made his feelings toward be very clear in grad school. Arch nemesis work best employed in their own galaxies far, far away. This is what I need. This is it, yeah. But when her equipment starts to go missing and the staff ignore her, B could swear she sees Levi softening into an ally, backing her plays, seconding her ideas, devouring her with those eyes. The possibilities have all neurons firing. I love a little nerdy romance, but when it comes time to actually make a move and put her heart on the line, there's only one question that matters: what will B do? This is exactly what I need. I just need to forget about what I read for the night, and then it can haunt me again in the morning, but nighttime, yeah, scary thoughts. Love on the Brain? Yeah, give me it. Let's go for it. So I'm like 35% of the way through this book and I love it. I love Ali Hazelwood. All of her books are so similar, but that's what I want. Like, this is comfort. This is fun. The main female character though, I am actually gonna go and kick her in the head if one more time I hear from her mouth, "Oh, it must be so hard for you to have to spend time around your arch nemesis." Girl, if you don't shut up, I will shut you up. Like, he clearly doesn't hate you. He said it himself. You have to ruin any nice moment by talking about how much he must hate you. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is not gay, but you are oblivious. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep reading this until I finish, and I'm not gonna sleep until I finish it because I want to finish it. So we're gonna go and finish it. What a fun story. Who doesn't not like Ali Hazelwood? Ali Hazelwood, it's just, I want to be her friend. Every time I read her books, I'm like, you're so witty, and I love when people have special interests. Like, she clearly loves being in STEM and science. And this is basically just a love letter to Marie Curie. That's it. And anytime she talks about her love of Star Wars, I'm like, I know Ali Hazelwood is obsessed with Star Wars, so I just love women who have special interests. I'll probably finish the rest of the book in bed at some point, and then we can catch up tomorrow once I've read it. But I love the main male character. I love every Ali Hazelwood main male character because they're just the same person in a slightly different font. Good morning. I've read this last night and I finished it, and I have to say I thought that this could be one of my favorite Ali Hazelwood books. I was loving it more than The Love Hypothesis. My favorite is definitely Love Theoretically, but I thought this could be like up there with that until we got to 91%. What was that? I did not like that plot twist at the end. I guess the character that had just been, you know, causing issues. In every Ali Hazelwood book, there's a colleague or a professor or a mentor or someone with this subplot who is preventing our main character from getting somewhere or like, you know, doing well in their field, in their industry. I feel like all Ali Hazelwood books are very formulaic. Like they all have a main female character who's really nerdy but like really cool because she's so nerdy and out there and she doesn't care what anyone else thinks, and she has lower self-esteem and maybe is a little bit socially awkward, and then main male character who is really cold and closed off and quiet and stern and extremely tall and sexy, like insanely tall and sexy, who works again in a nerdy job but is a cool guy. Everyone loves them and they get on with everyone except for the main female character who's convinced that he hates her, but it turns out he's been in love with her the whole time, maybe even before, because they have some history. That's every Ali Hazelwood book. And I was going through her stuff on Goodreads yesterday and I realized the only one I haven't read is the chess one, her like YA book, audio book one that came out. I think there's like a novella coming out in November, or I don't know. Basically, I've read every single book of hers except one and a novella. I don't have any issues with that. I kind of love it. They are comfort reads. It feels familiar. It's like same characters but slightly different fonts and situations and subplots, but still very similar. That if you love an Ali Hazelwood book and you're craving something like that, any of her other books should hit, you know. I just think they're so bingeable. I always giggle. I always have such a good time. I love Ali Hazelwood. I think she's a very cool person. I want to be her friend. 91%. I audibly screamed. I was like, no, we're not actually doing this. I don't know why. I know it's America and it's very realistic for things like that to happen there, but for me I was like, this is just ruining the book. This is taking me out of it. This feels too far-fetched and not realistic. Like we could have had that conflict resolved in a different way or come about. You're being very needy right now. So that kind of bumped it down. I thought it was going to be like a 4, maybe 4.25 star, but with what happened, I think it's 3.75, which is really annoying because it would have been higher. Up until 91%, this would have been above The Love Hypothesis. I think my ranking goes Love Theoretically, Not in Love, Love Hypothesis, Bride, and then her novellas. Yeah, that feels right. That's a book of my physical TBR done now. What are we gonna read next? You know what? I know what I'm gonna read next. We have a highly anticipated read or a book I've been avoiding, and a highly anticipated read one at 51%. This was neck and neck, so it was so close. And the highly anticipated read, you're probably already gonna know because I've been talking about it all the time. Surprise, Rebel Witch. So this is the sequel to The Crimson Moth, or Heartless Hunter as it's called in the US. I have an ARC copy of this. The publisher sent me this. It's an advanced reader copy, basically. It's an uncorrected proof copy. Some people have been asking me, because I've read a lot of ARCs recently. Like I read Abby Jimenez's most recent one in a vlog, and I was sent an early copy of Sky Shade. That wasn't an ARC, it was just an early copy. But an ARC is an advanced reader copy. So it's a copy of a book that people can get in advance of its release date. So it's basically getting a book before its publishing date. Typically they're uncorrected, so there may be minor spelling or grammatical errors, the books aren't for sale, you can't quote them because minor things might change, but like the plot and writing and everything will stay the same. This is the story that's going to be published. This is just one of the almost final draft versions of it. And people can request arcs on NetGalley. If you have a Goodreads account, if you rate and review books regularly, anyone can sign up. You don't need to be a booktuber or a book talker or anything. And they're e-arcs, so they're all done through ebooks and Kindles and stuff. And physical arcs, publishers and authors send to me as a book creator. I'm pretty sure ARC copies typically like started out as copies to send to booksellers. So people who worked in bookshops and in like the book industry, so that if the booksellers like the book, they can then order it into the store to sell it. Does that make sense? Like it's a marketing thing. I loved The Crimson Moth, and this is one of my most anticipated reads for 2025 because it comes out in February. It literally says on there, February 2025. Also, the ARC copy is so beautiful. It's a different cover again because it's not the final book. I love how creative some publishers get with their ARC copies, but I'm so excited for this. This is a witch and a witch hunter story. It is young adult, but I'd say it's older YA, and it's a duology. So book one left on a big cliffhanger. I can't wait to jump into this book. A lot of people have been saying that this book looks big, way bigger than the first hardcover, but I'll have to say, like, it is just printed large. Like, it looks like it's triple size printing. Like, it's very, very, very big text and writing. I think the physical hardcover will be similar to book one, but we have like a forbidden love story. We had fake dating in the first one. I haven't looked up any of the tropes or info of what's going to be in here. I kind of just want to go into it blind, but we have our main female character Rune and our main male character Gideon, and it was kind of dual point of view, chapters in perspective of both of them, and it looks like we also get it in this. Yeah, we do. All right, I'm so excited. So let's start Rebel Witch. I am just sat giggling. I don't know what I expected book two to be like, but this is better than what I already thought. And I love when, you know, in book one we have like an enemies to lovers type thing and they hate each other, and we're gonna have this cat and mouse game of what's gonna happen, when are they gonna meet up, when are they gonna cross paths again. Very happy. I am tabbing because I just knew I would want to, so I have a different colour for every Rune chapter and every Gideon chapter, and that's basically it. Any points. I don't have a very complicated tabbing style, though I've just realised I've been using the wrong colour tabs. I'm very much enjoying this. I think I'm gonna sit in bed and just keep reading it. I don't know if I'll finish the entire thing tonight, but I would like to get halfway and then maybe finish it tomorrow. That's what we're gonna aim for. But I keep getting sucked in, but I also keep getting distracted by my phone. I need to like put my phone down, hop into bed, and just read. It's already meeting my expectations or even surpassing them. I'm so excited to see where it goes. Okay, that's the update. How many pages? Honestly, we're like 70 pages in, so I've not really read for that long. I should probably keep reading. It is actually freezing. I cannot believe how cold it is. It's snowing in the UK everywhere except for in Edinburgh right now, which is crazy. But apparently there's like an air pocket and wind thing, but what's the temperature? I'm actually so cold. I need to like go and boost the heating, because the timer that Cami set on our usual one, it's way too cold. It says it feels like -6 degrees. It's 0 degrees Celsius, and for my Fahrenheit girlies, 22 degrees. It's so cold. But I love this. I'm just like tabbing some bits. I'm on page 365 and there is 450 pages. So I've got 90 pages to go. I'm gonna continue reading this and then I think we'll regroup when I finish, but it's so hard for me to talk about what's happening in the book. Like 50% onwards, I couldn't put the book down. Like it just started picking up. The first little bit was slower plot-wise, but was necessary character-wise, and we needed certain conversations to be had and certain dialogue before the story could progress. And then like 50% of the way through, it has been crazy packed with action and plot, and every chapter I'm like, whew, I forgot how short the chapters are, like how much I love that. Like it's just like little bits here, 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 here. It does read YA in that sense, but then like the romance and the tension, so good. Anyways, I'm going to finish Rebel Witch. I can't believe I'm going to be done this, and then that's another series to tick off my list of books that I've read. But I need to like go and, I'm getting distracted, I know, I'm talking on a tangent right now, but I need to go and check and recount and update how many book series I'm in the middle of reading, because there's a few books that I only have like one book left to read in a series, and I want to just like get them done. I think before going into the new year, I can like cut out a lot of the series that I'm in the middle of reading on because I can finish them. So anyways, this is good. I'm just giggling and having a fun time. We are back. I'm showered. This is honestly the biggest sweatshirt I own, but it's the only one I can wear with these pajamas. Am I wearing the same pajamas for 3 days in a row? Yes. They're clean. Leave me alone. Anyways, so off track. I need a Diet Coke. I'm actually going to sit and read the rest of the Rebel Witch. We have less than 50 pages to go, so it's time to just finish this book. Whoa, wait, what? Okay, I knew something was up, but I didn't think it was that. Whoa. Oh, this is literally the perfect, that's been set up so perfectly, wow. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. That's it. That's done. Okay, so I think I've had some time to think about my rating for this book. Maybe 4.5 or 4.75. I'm still not 100% sure. I loved it, but I loved it as much as book one. I don't think it's like that 5-6 star infinity feeling, but it was perfect for what it was. Why is giving star ratings so hard? Because I should just give it a 5 stars, but you know that 5-star feeling. We all know what I'm talking about. I love this book. I love this book so much. I'm very sad that it's over and done with. I think it was beautiful. I think Kristen did an amazing job of setting this up. I think this was just, it was perfect for where the story needed to go, the amount of stuff that happened in it. I was very happy with this book. I can't wait to reread it. I can't believe it's done. Now I just feel a bit empty because that's one of my most anticipated reads done, finished and read and gone. And you know, I think this video has been long enough as it is. I did put up an extra story or two, but I don't think we're gonna have time to read them in this vlog. So if you want a part 2 of this little series, you want me to do more videos where you guys pick my reads, then let me know, because this could be fun. I could post some more. Thank you so much for voting for what book I should read if you got involved, and if you didn't and you want to pick some of my reads in the future, make sure you're following me on Instagram, specifically my Bookstagram, because that is where I popped up the stories for these on my book account. I'm probably gonna go and sit and stare at a wall now to try and feel something and process my feelings after finishing a series. Thank you so much again, guys. I love just getting to spend this part of our days together, just yapping about books. And if this is your first video of mine, or it's not even your first, but you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here a bit more permanently. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.